The one who never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Hi, this is Kalpana Reddy from Krushi High School. Today I'm here to discuss about grade 6, chapter 1, that is reading and making maps. So before moving into the topic, I would like to wish you all a happy and healthy morning, children. Hope everyone is doing good. So coming to the topic, as said, reading and making maps. So generally, we know that what exactly the maps are, isn't it, children? So what are maps? Map is in the previous classes also you might have learned. So map is a drawing of the earth, isn't it? So map is a drawing of the earth on a flat surface, isn't it? In the previous classes also you have learned about it. So now I'm going to share a image for you people. So as you can see on the screen, it's all about the reading and making maps, right? Next. So here in this slide, you can have a clear picture or the overview of the chapter, what we are going to learn in this session, right? So coming to the slide, it's a reading and making map, way to Vani's house, directions, direction on a map, scale or a distance on a map, symbols used in map. So these are all topics we are going to cover in this session. Now, after completing the lesson, that means the learning objective. So after concluding the lesson, so you will be familiar with the definition of a map, define the direction, analyze how directions are shown on map, explain how distance between maps are represented on a map through scale, describe the symbols used in map, right? Next, so let's talk about the introduction. As I said, so map is a visual representation of an area or a part of area which illustrate the, like I mean, say different features of that particular place. The amount of, for example, the amount of rainfall it receives, or the language spoken by that particular area, the people of that particular area, or the mountain, desert, or the climatic condition, the vegetations, okay, etc. So these all things we can, like we can have a in detail about all these things by previewing or just viewing the map. So map help us in viewing all this or knowing about all these things. Is that clear to you? Next, coming to different types of maps. So we know that there are different types of maps. So physical map, political map, and the historical map. So to get all the information of a places, we need to refer many types of map, like physical map, political map, and historical map. So all the information you can't have it in a one single map, children. So depending upon your requirement, you can view different maps. So here I have come with a small story for you, a small example which is related to the chapter, children. So here we'll see that there is, I mean to say, a conversation between two friends, okay, and how the map helps them to locate their houses. That means how the map helps the particular friend, or like I mean to say so-called Vani and Rani, both are friends. So how it helps them to locate their houses. So what exactly the conversation went on, we'll have a look just. It's only to understand the topic in a better way, children. Okay. So way to Vani's house. Vani lives in Ramapuram and Rani lives in Sitapuram, right? It's very clear. So there is nothing much to explain about it. One fine day, Vani and Rani met at a science fair exhibition at Kottapalli and they both became good friends. Rani thought of visiting Vani's house someday, but she does not know the address of Vani's house from bus stand. So Rani wrote a letter asking the route map to Vani's house. So this Rani and Vani, they became both actually unfortunately they both met in a science fair. So they became very close to each other, and finally the Rani, like she wanted to visit Vani's house. Okay, so but she was not like aware of her house, like exactly where it is located from the bus stand. So she wanted a route map. She wanted a route map or a sketch map so that it will help out her in locating the Vani's house. So she wrote a letter to Vani. Now sketch map. Then Vani prepared a sketch map of the way to her house and sent the details of the map to Rani. So finally what Vani did, she prepared a sketch map. So here you can just have a view. So this is the sketch map what Vani has prepared for Rani, which will help out her to trace the house. Now let's see the conversation. So finally, like Rani, she reached the destination, but she in between she faced many problems, many issues were there. So they both were discussing about it. So let's look into the conversation. Oh Vani, I'm tired. You have given the sketch map of your house, but you did not mention the distance in that sketch map. Your house is too far, and if I had known that before, I would have taken an auto. So what Rani said, actually, like after reaching the destination, like she was so tired that she became very tired. Why? Because she was not aware of exactly the distance, though she was holding a sketch map, but in that the distance was not mentioned clearly. So she was not having an idea that how many kilometer it is away from the bus stop. So she came by walk. Actually, if she would have aware of the distance, she might have taken an auto, isn't it? So the same way she was conveying to the Vani. Next, oh, sorry, Rani, I forgot to mention the distance in the sketch map. Anyhow, if you take an auto next time, please inform the driver that you have to reach South Ramapuram. It is where my house is located. Now, like she was very feeling very apologized, and she said that, okay, for the next time, whenever you visit my house, so you just ask the auto driver to drop it at South Ramapuram. Okay. Who insisted? Vani insisted to Rani. Now, the poor thing was, South Ramapuram, how can I find the South or North Ramapuram? Because like the Rani, she was not aware of the directions. As she was not aware of the direction, so she was very shocked to hear that what is North and what is South Ramapuram. Now she started explaining, Vani. Hey, it's very simple. My house is located in the south of the village and the opposite side is north. By the way, you have heard about direction. Do you know how to find direction in a place? So she said that it's very simple to find to know about the directions. And she's she started explaining about the directions to Rani. Directions, actually Rani was not aware of the directions. Okay, so she asked her to explain about head. Now the conversation went on, children. Just give me a second, children. I missed the slide. Just 1 second. Yeah. 1 second, children. Okay. Here we were. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So the directions. So here you can see on the picture. So it's clearly given in the image. Commonly the directions are denoted with their starting letter east, west, north and south. Okay, so you can see in the image also what I have shared to you. Generally, these 4 directions are known as the cardinal direction or the cardinal points. So you can see the north, south, east and west. So right from your childhood, right from your first class onwards, you're learning about the directions that there are 4 directions, 4 directions, 4 directions, isn't it? So those 4 directions are also called as cardinal direction or the cardinal points, and they are denoted with their first letter like N for north, S for south, and E for east, and W for west, right? Yes. Then coming to the next one, directions. In the above picture, we observe that a man is facing the rising sun. From this hint, we can say that he is facing the east direction as sun rises in the east. So all the things to his right side will be towards south and all the things to his left be towards the north. In similar way, all the things behind the man will be the west, right? So here what happens, children? So you can see in the picture, the man is facing towards the east. This because we all know this is a universal fact or the universal truth that everyone believes that the sun rises in the east. So now whenever you face towards the east, so your right side will be the south and your left side will be the north, and the back towards your back will be the west. So this is a universal fact, isn't it? So that means everyone knows that the sun rises in the east. So when you face towards the east, so when you face towards the sun rises, so it will be considered as east only, right? Now direction on a map. So directions are indicated on the maps by north-south lines with the arrowhead pointing towards the north. So the east direction will be on the right and the west direction will be on the left and the south direction will be at the bottom of the map. However, in the some maps you may find south on the top or on the left side. In such instance, a special mark will be given on a map by showing the north direction arrow. So here you can see, children, in this picture also you can see, and here you can see. So whenever you view a map, at the corner they will give you the directions. Yes, at the corner they will give you they will show you the arrows with the directions. So the top one will be the north and the bottom one will be the south, and towards the right will be the east, and towards the west will be the toward the left will be the west. Is that clear to children? So this like this point, or this, I mean say the detail what they give on the map, so it will help to understand the map. Okay. Now scale or a distance on a map. Generally, how do you like when you view a map? Okay. So generally, how do you understand the distance? How do you know about the distance? How we can measure the distance on a map? So here is one example. It's a small example, children. So you can just see, look this image where there is a bridge. Yes, in the bridge you can find 6 lamps. Yes, so each lamps is placed at the distance of 100 meters. So what is the total distance, children? It is a 500 meters. Now you don't expect this 500 meters when you draw a sketch map, when you draw a map, and when you want to show the same distance on a map, when you want to show the distance on a map of this bridge, so you don't expect that we will draw 500 meters. No. So we will use the scale. Okay. So consider a bridge on which there are exactly 6 lamps. These lamp posts are placed at an equal distance and the distance between each lamp post in 100 meters. Thus the total length of the bridge is 500 meters, right? So here they will prepare a scale to understand in a better way, because we don't expect that like they'll draw 500 meters like I mean to say they'll maintain a 500 distance between each lamp and they'll draw it on a map. It's highly impossible. So to make more simpler, so they will take the help of a scale. Okay, so thus one can find out the actual distance between place by using the scale on the map. So you can know the actual distance of a place by using the scale on a map. In our example, the relation between the distance on the bridge and in the sketch is shown on the screen. So the actual, what is the like distance? It's a totally 500 meters on the bridge, right? So here on the sketch, it is taken as a 25 centimeter on the sketch map. So 1 centimeter on the sketch map is equal to 20 meters on the bridge. Is that clear to children? So now coming to, so you can just have a look again. So a scale, you can just have a look on the notebook, children. A scale is the ratio between the distance on the map and the actual distance on the ground. So what is a scale actually? So scale is the ratio between the distance on the map and the actual distance on the ground. So what exactly the distance is on the ground, and what like how much ratio in like how much ratio they have taken on the scale, they have used on the scale. So it's a ratio between the actual distance on a map and the ground. Is that clear to children? So thus one can find out the actual distance between places by using the scale or a map. So next, you can use the symbols. So symbols, so here generally we use many types of symbols to denote the physical objects on a map, isn't it? So like example, like it's highly impossible to draw a, like I meant to say, picture of a temple or a church or a railway track on a map, isn't it? We can't make big drawings. So to make it simpler, so the geographers, they used many symbols. They used many symbols to locate on a map, so that they can, we can easily locate the places. Okay, it makes the like things very easier. It makes the things very easier, children. Generally, we observe colors on a map, and these colors on a maps cover large areas like green forest, blue waterways. A person can understand the map clearly with the help of map legend, and it is also called the key to all symbols that are used. So generally, when they are preparing a map, they'll use different types of colors. So like, for example, green is for the forest, blue is for waterways. Yes, so to understand in a better way, so whenever they make, they prepare a map, so they will give the key at the corner so that you can understand in a better way. So the key points, when you just have a look on the key box, so they'll give you the all the details in that. So for example, if you can see here, so the shaded ones, the color ones, it shows the country's populations. Yes, so different colors shows the different population, and the star, center point, circle, cities, box type, state boundaries. Okay, so line is interstate highways, etc., children, right? Symbols used in a map. So just you can have a look, children. We all know that maps are too small for us to draw pictures of the required things shown on them. For example, we cannot draw the real temple or a house at its needed more space on the map. So with the help of the symbol, we can show the required things on a map. Common symbols are called conventional symbols, are also used in maps. So these common symbols, what it is given in the index, you can see here. Yes, so these all are used commonly to prepare a map. So these all common symbols are called conventional symbols. So just you can have a look in the index: masjid, temple, church, tree, pakka road, post and telegraph, police station, railway station, post office, meter gauge railway, settlement, broad gauge railway, tank, and kacha road. So they use the symbols. So they use the symbols to, while preparing the map. Is that clear to you, children? So here also the same thing is there, children. Index, you can just have a look. Yeah, now let's have a quick glance before winding up the class, children. So maps tell us several things about different places. Yeah, very clear. We can know about details about a place from maps. The four major directions are east, west, north, and south. East, west, north, and south directions are known as cardinal directions or cardinal points. East and west directions are at right angles to the north and south direction. Generally, maps are prepared in such a way that the north direction will be always at the top of the map and the south direction will be at the bottom. East direction will be on the right and the west direction will be on the left. A map is a compact representation of the real world, and map symbol are used to denote real objects. So both shapes and colors are used for symbols on a map to identify or denote easily. A person can understand the map clearly with the help of map legend, or it is called as key to all the symbols that are used on a map. In a map legend, we can see the meaning of the symbol mentioned in this map. Color may cover large areas of a map, such as green representing forest lands and blue representing waterways. So with this, we have concluded the class, children. Okay, so I'm going to just wind up the class. So before winding up the class, I just wanted you people to go through the lesson once again. And if you have any doubts, you can just post the message. Okay. And further, we'll go back to the next lesson, children. So meanwhile, just you be in touch with the lesson. Thank you.